Hello guys, this is Classical Scratcher, and today, well, if you guessed it, yeah, JavaScript, HTML and CSS, the nearly three main elements of a website or an app. I think so. So like before you're going to know about it and you're interested about it, you're asking, wait a minute, what's the HTML? So HTML, shown here, I've drawn it so badly, means hypertext markup language. Wait a minute, you see, my teacher once said, my programming teacher of course, once said it was not a language, but it says it's a language. Oh, that's pretty weird. And CSS means cascading style sheets. Oh, I didn't know it was a bed sheet. So like, it's something like those. And I just couldn't find an appropriate logo for JavaScript. There weren't any when I searched it on Google. So when you hear HTML, let me take those down. It's not going to be. You see, if you're like a JavaScript programmer, you exactly know how to write in JavaScript. But how about the non-JavaScript people? Never mind about those, I can just pick them up. Well, as somebody who is going to learn about JavaScript, it's something like this. I might be writing it wrong because I'm not really an expert. I don't really know about this language that well. Like this. Why do I keep mistaking? And that stuff. But I think that JavaScript programmers also know another thing else. So before we go into the detailed versions of those languages and sheets, let's first talk about what does it do to web address. I mean just web page and apps. So wait a minute, JavaScript is like the body. Let's just take this ball as a body. And HTML is like the bone, the skin, the hair, and let's just say like our outside. And cascading style sheets or our beloved CSS is like our includes style and stuff. So let's first start with HTML or hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. And it's like, I know this language, but not that much. At least I know how to create buttons and make some visual stuff and how to make backgrounds and tables. It starts with doc type. I think it's written in large letters. Doc type and some stuff written at the bottom of it. Yeah, it's actually really boring because you have to write it all, but in those modern times, especially in Visual Studio Code, you can just press the attention marking, and you can just write this and hit the enter button, and it just creates the stuff for you. And about CSS, of course, CSS, as I said, is like includes to HTML. Yeah, like you have to, when you're writing those HTML stuff, you have to provide this something like a link just for our CSS. I just wait a minute. CSS. If I don't really, I forget things sometimes. Yeah. So I don't really know what was that linking stuff, but the CSS starts like this. You have this small, what was I say, star-like thing here. If I have to draw it in large so you can see it. Something like this, and you put a punctuation in front of it, and just put this, and the underline you can write anything stuff like border and others. Why does it keep falling? But like I don't really mind about it. And you can also link, as I said, you can link stuff here, and you can also, you see, when I learned it at buttons, it was like button class, like what should we name it? Okay, I will just name it W. So like if you write W here, in CSS, you write .w and put that weird mark, I think. Okay, just wait a minute. And add whatever you like. Like you can add border on this button, like border color being black, white, and whatever color you want, and like border size. Yeah, like you just write something in button class, email class, or type, or whatever. You could just write like anything you want and write it here in CSS. Yeah. And about JavaScript, I'm not a JavaScript coder, so I don't really know about it, but as I know, it's like some kind of a main body or something like about it. Well, as I seen, you can't just create something. You can create a program by JavaScript, but people won't buy it if you especially made a game. Like, let's just think this star thing is like your game, and it's only made of Oh, I nearly wrote in Mongolian letter. Like, it's written in JavaScript, but there's like no like CSS, HTML is no. Maybe HTML is a bit approved. And you see, I've played a game like this. Only made consists of JavaScript and HTML maybe, and it was pretty bit boring. So like if you are doing this for marketing, it cannot be. You have to create this lovely little thing called CSS to create a wonderful visuals like Scratch 3.0. You know, I talked about Scratch 3 developments, and if there's like 4.0, I'll probably make a large video or commentary about it. And like to make something like Scratch, you have to use that. Oh wait, take those after here. Have to do something like, you have to take something like CSS, HTML. You can just leave out those two or one of them and just create one JS. It's not available. It just won't work. So let's just think this is Scratch website. Let's put 3.0 here, and there's like, as I remember, there's like this web address thing, and there's like Scratch and create and stuff about here, and login, sign up, something like this and that. And there's this large green screen with something advertising, well, not really much advertising, but showing you what you can do with Scratch. And like here is like some kind of donate stuff here, and there's also this button, and there's, as I said, there's like some really good trending games and stuff here. And do you know how it's like made? Of course, there's already our old hard JavaScript, of course, like hidden in that random picture, hidden in that project, hidden in that donating stuff, even hidden in that web address, I think. But like, would it look like this wonderful creation if it didn't have CSS or HTML? Like, you can create HTML to create something like Scratch, just writing on this and creating stuff, but about CSS you can add like those donating green colors, and this also being green, and this there's this some Santa Claus or what the heck it is, being here, and like pictures here, and like there's also thumbnails around here. Yeah, you cannot create a Scratch website, or at least just a website like this. It's just saying that, as I said, JavaScript is like the brain, feeling, power, then HTML is like the body, and our cascading style sheet or CSS is like, like the style includes. So you see, I had been planning, making this one website that talked about like about composers, like technical things. And when I opened it in live server, it was actually really plain. Yeah, but it was just made with HTML. It will be plain, and I didn't know about backgrounds, buttons and stuff back then. But now, as I found about JavaScript, I can just create a button. Yeah, just a button here that leads me to another page, and URL here, another page. Let's just think this is not refreshed, and another page, which already has another button, which also leads me to another page. Let's just think this is also another page, and this having, and the last page being very long and stuff, with lots of links about me, and just some nonsense really. You can just create some art project like this, made after HTML and stuff. So to mention you a fun fact, guys, Netflix. Yeah, I just don't just draw horribly, so yeah. At least I can just put some pen. I'm actually ridiculing my own name. So it's Netflix. It was originally created in JavaScript, but now moved into C++ because it was much more easier, faster, and much more effective. And you see, right now, JavaScript is kind of a trending thing, and C++, well, go down and you're after fishing. Well, the reason people chose to do most of the websites by C++ because it was easy, effective, fast, and easy to learn. Lots of things. But when JavaScript had to be followed with HTML. Well, JavaScript is already kind of hard, so people were like, and then HTML was like added. I'm very sure some coders like, well, not coders, and when CSS is added, I'm very sure that they will faint. So yeah, that's about it. My rant about this is finishing. Oh yeah, before I finish this video, I would like to recommend you a really good learning source, coding source here, which is called, well, if you already have known, of course, We Free Schools. I can't remember that well. School.com. Or actually, I might be even, well, if this link is not working, try to put a dot here, okay? You see, I'm not just great at remembering things. It's got lots of availability, like our JavaScript, HTML, CSS, PHP, also some other languages that I don't really remember, and also C++ and C, well, lots of it. Well, then later time, I'll recommend you other things. Goodbye.